Hi, Anastasia. Let's take a look at your new essays today. The reasons for fathers staying home while women work, positive, negative. Let's see. Get rid of the here, okay? So, in recent years, sociologists throughout developing and developed countries have debated whether it is beneficial for fathers to stay at home and take care of their families, or if you're missing an if here, it is solely mother's duty. This socio-trend has several causes and leads to a positive outcome. Okay. This essay will use examples from the French government and Cambridge University to illustrate points and prove arguments. Okay. On the whole, this is fine. It's fine. There's one thing that concerns me. I didn't really like the fact that there's no link between these two sentences. Um, it's not particularly logical because you're telling us that sociologists are debating this thing happening, and then you say this trend has several causes and leads to a positive outcome. Okay, well, great. You're telling us that, but you just told us that the sociologists are debating it. So what would have made more sense here for me is if you had said, I believe. Really, it's just that simple. Or in my opinion, this trend has several causes and leads to a positive outcome. So that would have been enough to, you know, make it a little more logical. Okay? Really something just that simple, a simple change like that. Let's go on. Firstly, modern mothers are often engaged in careers that bring higher income compared to fathers. Therefore, in order to secure, that doesn't really work, secure family budget. That's not correct vocabulary here. Let's see, how could you have said it? Therefore, in order to secure the family's livelihood, that would work. Women decide to resume working after the end of maternity leave, while men choose to stay at home instead. Okay, this needs a little explanation, but let's see. Secondly, more and more governments offer paid paternity leave. This encourages men to try themselves as stay-at-home parents. For instance, last year, the French government offered equal duration of maternity and paternity leave, which led to a steep increase in the number of men that wanted to take said leave. Thus, it is conclusively clear that this trend is being largely inspired by both I can't speak today, sorry, it's both social and political changes in society. Okay, so that's good. I thought this part of the essay, or rather this part of the paragraph was strong, but I wanted something more about this. So you're saying that women go back to work while men stay home. My question to you is that, well, why don't they both go back to work? Why don't they both go back to work and have a nanny take care of the child? So this really needed a little more development right here, because essentially what you did is you threw it out there, you threw the idea at us, and then you just kind of left it without developing it, and then you spent a ton of time talking about your second idea. So avoid this. If you're going to give us two reasons for something, you really do want to develop both of them, okay? Um, so that's that. This just needed maybe an extra sentence or so to get into a little more detail. Let's see what else you wrote. All right, now check this out. You've got a firstly here, which actually, oh, I see. Firstly and then secondly. Okay, fine. All right, I'm not loving this here in turn. It doesn't work for me here. Maybe it's just in this particular paragraph. Maybe in general, I don't know. Let's think about what would have been a better linker here. I'll think of something, but let's just move on with it. This development has a positive effect on society without the, as it signifies that governments are coming to terms with gender equality and fighting. Look, they are coming and they are fighting, all right? So governments are coming to terms with gender equality and are fighting gender-based stereotypes. Men and women get equal chances during the job hunt. Nowadays, that doesn't work. Nowadays, employers consider that both male and female employees might decide to take a leave to take care of their family. In addition, as per the recent empirical research by Cambridge University, couples where the man chooses to stay at home and take care of the family face significantly lower divorce rates with an S. This is due to the fact that the redistribution of tasks according to the preferences of family members rather than traditionally habitual roles brings balance and satisfaction into relations. Therefore, it is evident that there are many benefits in fathers staying at home to take care of children and household. Okay, I definitely liked this paragraph from here on. I thought that was nice. I thought it was strong. I thought it was good. I thought it was well linked. Here, you kind of lost me. Now, the reason why is it wasn't really well linked. The ideas didn't really seem to kind of gel well together. Okay, so what did you tell us here? You told us that governments are coming to terms with gender equality and gender-based stereotypes. So how does men and women having an equal chance during the job hunt relate to anything here? So I was really, really confused by these two sentences. I didn't understand how they related to each other. I didn't understand how they related to this. So it wasn't so effective. Okay. All right. Let's see. As a way of conclusion, from the arguments and examples given, it is obvious that it is extremely beneficial for the parents to adopt those social roles that best suit their circumstances. It is predicted that this development will continue to grow in importance in the future as there will be more couples adopting this trend. Okay, I like that. That's good. I would have preferred it a little bit if you hadn't written adopt and adopting in the same paragraph. Maybe have a different word there. But on the whole, it was good. On the whole, I like this essay, but there were a couple of things that I wanted to see changed a little bit just to make it tighter and a level higher. All right, so let's take a look at your task 1 now. So let's take a look at your letter. It's a complaint about the moving company. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to you regarding an incident that happened during the move performed by your company. The move was from New World Garden to Dinah City last week, April 25th. During the said move, workers dropped on the ground a box with glassware while unloading the truck. Please find attached picture with the broken contents of the box. From the picture, you can also see that the packing of the glassware was inadequate as there is no isolation packaging between separate pieces. Since packing and transportation was your company's duty, thus it is your company's responsibility to refund the damage. As per the package zero damage that I have initially purchased for the move, I am entitled to a full refund of the cost of the glassware. Please let me know the amount of the refund you offer. In addition, please advise on the duration and procedure. Looking forward to your earliest reply. Best regards. Okay, let's take a look at this again a little more closely. All right, so your word count was all right. It was 154 words. 150. Now, you probably know at this point that, or maybe you don't know, a lot of people don't know it. There is no word minimum anymore. It used to be 150 words. That no longer applies. However, it is suggested that if you're aiming for a band 9 or, any of the higher band scores really, it's going to be very difficult to get a high score in around 150 words. So I would have liked to see a little more development. Okay, so that's one thing. This is what's counted. So the dear sir, madam, and the the sign off and your name, those are not counted in the word count. This is what's counted right here, all of that. okay? And that's 154 words. So I would have liked to see a little bit more developed. We'll talk about it in a minute. Another thing that really kind of I found strange was that you had absolutely no paragraphing. It was just one lump of text. I didn't understand why. You really should have broken it up into paragraphs. Even though we always say that paragraphing isn't super important in task one, it still is important, especially if you're aiming for one of those high band scores, okay? Like, 8 and above. I mean, you want to have some paragraphing here. So that's another thing. Let's see. We'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing that I want to mention to you is some rules of formal letter writing. Dear Sir, Madam, you don't know the name of the people you're writing to? Well, if that's the case, then you have to end your letter, yours faithfully. Okay? This is how we end when we're writing to somebody whose name we don't know. So this is also incorrect here. All right, so that's a couple of things about like formalities and things like that. Now, here, theoretically, you could have had a paragraph break, but I also would have liked a clearer sentence. So why are you writing? Yes, you said you're writing regarding an incident that happened last week, but we don't know what the incident is, okay? So I would have preferred a clearer statement here saying that you're writing to complain about broken items, all right? That would have been a little more, a little clearer, basically. So yeah, dear sir, madam, I'm writing regarding some broken items, or rather, I am writing regarding your services last week during my move, which resulted in several glasses being broken. Okay? It's just a little clearer that way, I think, at least. And then, and then I would like to talk to you, or I would like to discuss with you a possible refund. So this way, the first paragraph really talks about all the things that the letter will address. Then you go into some detail. During the said move, let's see, you can see it was inadequate. Let's see. Where and when did it take place? Okay, yeah, that was clear. I'm just trying to also figure out where you could have maybe embellished just a little more. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, so yeah, also you could have started a new paragraph here. Okay, so you told us here that you were moving from New World Garden to Dinna City last week. I'm wondering if maybe you just could have said an extra word. I'm not really sure. Because it is one of the bullets and it just went by really, really fast. You spent a lot of time on the complaint. You spent a decent amount on the solution. So I'm wondering if maybe there was something else you could have added to this. Okay? But that's, I guess, a minor detail. Just make sure that you have the paragraphing correct. Make sure that you have the sign off correct. And those are the really key things here. Okay? All right, so go ahead and correct these and let's see more work. All right, we'll be waiting. So lots of luck to you.